Everybody, week 14 is in the books officially. It has been a wild week in the NFL, and you know what that means. It is now time for us to have a little bit of a sports talk. We're going to talk about everything that's happened over this past week of football. We're going to talk about this meltdown by Jalen Hurts that just occurred over in Philly. We are going, over in LA since they played over in there. We're going to talk about my Bears and them coming up short once again in this everlasting rivalry with the Packers. And we are going to talk about every other thing that happened this weekend, including the Steelers beating the Ravens and just pretty much this entire playoff scenarios on both conferences, just continuing to prove to be wild. Plus, we'll find a little bit of time to talk about some of the NBA stuff that happened, including just the complete disrespect that the Clippers showed to Chris Paul, proving why they're a trash franchise, and some other stuff. So make sure you go ahead, get yourself some food, get yourself some popcorn, just make yourself comfortable. Because after a little word from our friends, we're going to have ourselves a good, nice little sports talk. So any long-term listeners of the channel are going to know about me that one thing that I hold dear and that I just find to be very important is family. It's crucial. It is one thing that you may not be able to choose it, but you've got to cherish it. And so it brings me great joy to tell you all about a family business that is run by none other than my big brother and my role model. It is a business that he is decided to run in honor of our late mother, my mom, Rachel. She had a banger recipe for some caramel cakes and caramel desserts, and he's taken that recipe, and ever since she passed, he has just taken her dreams and her legacy, and he is using that all, and he is just putting them into these cakes, into these brownies. I'm showing you all of them right here. They're delicious. They're amazing. If you're in the Pacific Northwest, you are well within reaching distance of these. So I'm imploring everybody to just go to this website that I got up here on this screen right now. I want you to go over there. I want you to go and make the best decision of your day. Order yourself a damn cake. But other than that, I just wanted to just make sure I shared this business and just shared it with y'all because it's special to me, it's important, and I'm not trying to implore anybody to grab it if you're somebody that loves me or has support from me. But if you want to have some good shit, because trust me, he's going to ship it to you even if you're far away. You are well within your right to treat yourself to some good caramel desserts. So once again, website is on the screen, Mama Rose Caramel. It is a family business run by my brother, and it is something that it is a lot of love, passion, and hard work goes into this. So trust me, if you want to have something good in your life, go and check out Mama Rose Caramel. Leading things off, y'all already know the deal. We're going to, of course, talk about the Chicago Bears and that thriller game that they ended up losing to Green Bay. Now, I am not one for moral victories. I think that at this point in the season, where we're at, we've progressed past the point of being able to just look at a game like that. But if there's ever a time to say, hey, you at least were able to hang with them, this was not some blowout or you didn't get walked down, this is the game. I know it's been said to death by pretty much everybody that knows about this rivalry and talks about sports, especially football, but the Bears have been getting their ass whooped by the Packers for a long time now. It has not been a close rivalry. I know we won the last time in Lambeau, but it has not been a fun it hasn't been a fun decade, like 2 decades and a half damn near for the Bears. Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, and now Jordan Love. Jordan Love is starting to show it, but they're just all just proving that they know how to beat the Bears. They know how to just handle themselves when it comes to this rivalry. And Caleb was able to get one last year in Lambeau. He still has a chance to get one this year, but that is a very, very important thing for us. That's going to have to be a big thing going forward every year. Ben already came into the job saying he wants to beat Matt LaFleur. He already failed at that on his first year. So it's one of those things to where we have this record, but when you take a loss to that team, if you're a Chicago fan, and then you have to deal with the fact that we were the number 1 seed in the conference, then this dropped us all the way down to number 7, and then they're number 2 in leading the division. It hurts. It means a lot, and it's not going to feel good. So this isn't a loss that you want to overreact to, but it's going to stink. And it's the type of thing where you have to look past it, and you have to just immediately bury that shit because you can't look past Cleveland. This is going to be a big game that the Bears have coming up. It's going to be important for them to, lock down, lock in, and make sure that they're on point because Myles Garrett is no joke. Shador has them not looking like a pushover. When it comes to the game itself, they just started slow. The first and second quarter for the offense were awful. It was trash. Caleb was having no time to throw, and when he was off. Like, the first throw with Burden was just a complete miss, and it just set the tone for how things were going to go. And it's one of the big issues that I have with this team is that these guys got to just learn how to, have a nice first quarter, be able to, get a damn drive and sustain it in the first fucking quarter. I don't know why it is, because I'm tired of being the cardiac Bears. And you know what? The defense, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. This is a very good offense. Jordan Love is not a pushover. I do think he's still I guess the best way to say it is he's just a streaky guy. And I feel like we haven't seen the last of the bad Jordan Love this year. But he did what he had to do. He got the bad interception out of the way. He made the interception when it really didn't count. Bears weren't able to take advantage. And so all you can really say to it is tip your hat. They did better. Christian Watson made the two touchdowns in the first half. I really hate that the defense wasn't able to, get rewarded for, because again, theirs is a very banged up defense. I wasn't expecting them to necessarily hold them to fucking 14 points. You just have to have an offense that can really come out in the first half and do better than what they were doing. It was frustrating in hindsight to think about how great Caleb looked in that third and fourth quarter. That pass he made to Zacchaeus is insane. That's one of those only Caleb Williams can make that throw. That's one of those. The plays that these guys are able to show, if they can just get that shit to happen for throughout the entire game, we could damn near be unbeatable. And I really like our chances in the playoffs. We still have some chances to really come into form. Best football is played in December. Ben already promised that, and they did not play a bad game yesterday. They didn't play a complete game. I will say one thing that of note, Cairo Santos, this needs to be his last year. That fuck up he made, just giving them the ball at the 40, that was inexcusable, I should say. And I'm really just past the point of being able to be patient with the guy. He's been great for us. He's provided great service over the past couple of years, but it's time to move on. We got guys making 68-yard field goals, and we don't use this motherfucker because we're afraid, because we know doesn't have a good leg. I can't remember what game that was, but there were certain points where we just knew, we're not going to be able to use Cairo. That's inexcusable. This is a franchise that used to have Robbie Gould, who was Mr. Automatic from anywhere in any condition. So, yeah, Kyler Gordon getting injured during warm-ups was not great either. The best availability is availability, and I really like the guy, but that shit is just, come on now. What's happening? We need you for this game, and that was a game where he was missed. So, going forward, like I said, I'm trying to focus on I'm trying to really just not be too negative, because again, this was a game that was exciting. It was fun to watch. The Bears stayed in it. They didn't shit the bed. It wasn't like them getting their ass whooped on national TV. It's just one of those damn, fuck. So I just gotta hope that the Bears can really get locked in, like I said, because they still have a long way to go. They still have a lot of progress to make. Luther Burden was looking good with the touches he was getting, him getting the ball a little bit more. I don't know what they're gonna do with DJ. I don't know if it's just him still being hurt from his groin injury, or I don't know if they're just trying to phase him out because they know they just don't have a use for him. But the team is still progressing. Even the offensive line really was able to start to show their stuff like they showed in Philly once they came out in that second half. I just need the team to continue. Press on. Don't get fucked. Don't let this be one of those losses that just makes them feel bad and then they start worrying or they start tail spinning, because they played really fucking well. But the Bears did good. When it comes to the Packers, I guess they are a Super Bowl contender. Still not necessarily going to put them over a lot of other teams, but we shall see. This is a wild year. Wild year. Based off some of these other games that I'm going to talk about, I really don't know what's going to happen in the playoffs. We kicked off the rest of Week 14 action with the Dallas Cowboys facing off against the Detroit Lions. This one was a fireworks show. It went 44-30 in Detroit's favor, and this was pretty much two teams who were fighting to see which one was going to stay alive. The loser of this game was definitely going to pretty much have their playoff dreams dashed. Dallas was just fighting to hopefully maybe get one of those last wild card spots or win their division with the way Philly is going. And honestly, I mean, with the way that Philly lost, they might still have a chance at that. But even so, this was a game that it just really felt shitty for them to lose. Things are not looking good for that team in terms of like the rest of their season outlook. I just don't see Philly losing next week against Las Vegas, and then their schedule doesn't necessarily get any easier. So when it comes to Detroit, though, they're a team that I fear. I'm not going to lie, I still do feel like they're that team in the NFC that if they get in the playoffs, they can make a run against anybody. I have a lot of respect for that team. David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs is a dangerous-ass combination to have in your backfield. Then you combine that with Jared Goff having fucking Jamison Williams and Amon St. Ra at wideout. That offense is scary. The offensive line itself is real good too. And the defense is a little suspect, but they can score points. And at the end of the day, that's all that really matters sometimes. I think they have the type of team that can stay in it no matter what. And considering the fact that you probably have two other NFC North teams in the playoffs, considering Green Bay and Chicago, division games always go crazy. They really can swing either way you want to cheat. The Vikings were able to beat the Bears earlier in the season, fucking 9 at quarterback. So you really don't know how that game would go in the playoffs either way for anybody. But good on Detroit. They were able to stay in it. Their season stays alive, and they deserve some credit for fighting. Seahawks were able to blast past the Falcons 37-9. Really not much to say about this one. Seahawks are who we thought they were, and Atlanta is definitely heading towards a fucking rebuild. Bengals against the Bills, they were able to lose 34-39, going in the Bills' favor. Game was hard fought. It was a real exciting game. I was able to catch a little bit of this one, just highlights and red zone type shit while I was watching other games. But I mean, Josh Allen is the type of guy who, when he's on and when he's able to go off like he was able to go off in this game, ain't nobody fucking with that boy. That was a crazy masterclass performance, and that guy is just that guy. Joe Burrow is still not fucking 100%, still just not, he feels a little rusty, even though he's able to go out there and put up yards. He's still one of the better quarterbacks in the league, of course, and everything, but this is just one of those times where it's like the Bengals it's just too little too late. It's hard to make a run when you dug a hole for yourself that bad, and it's really not his fault. His body can't sustain itself for whatever reason for a full schedule a lot of the times, but it hurts. We had the Vikings who were able to shake off their goose egg they laid against Seattle last week and cause another team to have one, beating the Commanders 31-0. I mean, damn, the Commanders made 9 look good. That's all I can say. But nah, this was just a complete showing by the Vikings. They are at this point just playing to see what they're going to have for next year. They really have no shot at the playoffs or anything else. But good on them for able to, get that win out there. Dolphins were beating up on the Jets 34-10. Dolphins are slowly and quietly able to just get some wins, and they're just stringing them along. They're 6-7. They're 1 win away from being like literally at 500, and ain't no telling what can happen with the way the playoff season is going. It's not going to do them any good. I don't think Miami's going anywhere, but they could sneak into the playoffs somehow, and look out. Saints were able to beat the Buccaneers 24-20. I don't know what to really say about the Buccaneers. I thought, earlier in the season they were going to show themselves to be the class of this division. They were going to comfortably walk away with it. This was the exact last thing they needed to have happen. Like, this is the worst possible fucking thing they could have had happen. And they are very lucky the Panthers did not play this week. Otherwise, the Panthers would have definitely had a chance to overtake them and just take the division lead. And it is in play next week. Like, this shit is serious. This is actually going to be a down-to-the-wire divisional race between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Carolina Panthers, and I don't know how many people thought you would be able to say that going in. I have faith that Tampa Bay is going to be able to pull it out. I still have faith in Baker. I know the rest of the team is injured. They get Mike Evans back next week. I don't know how healthy he's going to be able to come back and be, but it's real tight, and they're going to need these niggas, because this would be just a real collapse, because they were playing like Super Bowl contenders earlier this year. They were one of those teams that were pulling those wins out of their ass. Baker was looking great. It just felt like this could be one of those like special years for them, and They're literally 7-6 now. I don't know what the fuck happened. Jaguars beat the Colts 30-19. This is code black for the Indianapolis Colts. This man was already playing with a fucked up leg. He completely tore his Achilles, and Daniel Jones, I'm of course speaking on, they are damn near fucked. I really do not know if they're going to win another game this year. This could be one of the biggest collapses we've seen in quite some time, considering, again, this is a team that was literally leading the AFC. They had Jonathan Taylor looking like a fucking MVP candidate. Don't know what you say about that. Like, this is just a crazy way for them to be going out right now. I mean, shout out to the Jaguars. They're 9-4. My boy Trevor Lawrence, he has not necessarily had the greatest season, but the Jaguars are playing good. Duval County is doing their fucking thing. But yeah, Daniel Jones, the Colts really might not make the playoffs at this point. The Texans are surging. The Jaguars, I just don't see the Jaguars completely collapsing at this point. I know they're one of the teams that people like to just pick on and think that even when they're looking good, they're going to collapse. This might not be that year. They might actually be able to finish the season strong. Steelers were able to beat the Ravens 27-22. Lamar has not been looking good. Lamar is hurt. He's injured. The guy is out there just banged up, and he can't turn on the MVP juice right now, and it's clear, it's apparent, and honestly, I don't know if he is going to be good enough to get them really into the playoffs at this point. They really just might be another one of those teams that are just going to whimper down to the end. We're not there with Kansas City yet. We're going to talk about that game in a second, but it's crazy that the two teams that everybody was walking into the season thinking were going to be the class of the AFC that were going to just be there, they are both probably going to miss the playoffs. So yeah, it's a damn shame, because honestly at this point I still have more faith in the Bengals to go in there and beat the Ravens, because if Lamar is going to be playing like this the rest of the year, they're cooked. Broncos were able to beat the Raiders 24-17. Broncos, they just always do it. That offense might not necessarily do enough to give them the comfortable wins they should, considering how great that defense is. And I'm saying this is someone who only really watched the highlights for this game, but they get it done. They are 11-2. They are in the driver's seat. So we're going to just have to see how things go with them. I don't know what team I necessarily have more faith in between them and the Patriots. I feel like for some reason the Patriots they feel like they could be one of those teams that I don't really necessarily feel like they are a Super Bowl contender yet. I'll just leave it at that. That schedule is probably the main reason why for me, but I just don't see them going into another team's building, and I just don't see them winning the AFC title, even if it's played in their building. I just don't. I think that if they really had to play a team that can punch them in the mouth, that is when it's going to happen. Rams were able to demolish the Cardinals 45-17. Good teams beat up on bad teams. Matthew Stafford continues his MVP campaign. Listen, if it's going to go to any quarterback like it normally goes to, it's got to be this guy. Me personally, I am going to give my vote to Myles Garrett if I had to give a vote to anybody, but hey, you really can't complain. Like, even after last week when he had that bad game with the 2 interceptions, listen, that type of game happens. He's still having an amazing fucking season. So that has to be said. Now for one of the shocking, and when I say shocking, I mean very, very shocking finals of the week. In the Sunday night game, we have the Texans beating on the Chiefs. There is really not much else to say when it comes to the Chiefs this season. Patrick Mahomes, this is going to be like, I'm not going to put the season on him because he's still a great quarterback. He's still doing what he can. I think this is just one of those times where, this core that is surrounding him is just aging out. Like, Travis Kelce is cooked. Point blank, he deserves his flowers. He deserves to ride off in the sunset on his own terms. I'm not gonna say anything crazy that he doesn't, but he was fucking up out there. Like, that last pick, I remember I just looked up right quick and I just saw it. He bobbled the fucking pass and just went straight into the guy's hands. You don't know, and it's in the drops that he's had this season. All of these just subpar performances that this offense has had, not just Travis as a whole. This is not the Chiefs team that we thought. This is not that dynasty Chiefs. It looks like we might be, and again, Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid might still be together for another 10 years. And at that point, there could be a second phase of it, just like the Patriots had. So there's nothing to say that they can't continue it, but it looks like this core and this phase of it is just done because they're 500. They still have a whole bunch of tough ass games to go. They only have really at most 2 gimmies. They look vulnerable. They're chinks in the armor. We just saw the Texans beat them. If I'm a Texans team and I see them in the playoffs, why would I be afraid? If I'm a Bills team and I see them in the playoffs, why would I be afraid? If I'm the Patriots and I see them in the playoffs, why would I be afraid? So there's really no fear anymore. The old boogeyman is just like they're pushing them out of the fucking closet. We just got to hope that the Patriots don't take their place. Now, when it comes to the Texans, they deserve all the credit in the world. They went in there and they beat their ass. They are playing some great football to start off December, and they're getting hot at the right moment. We always talk about teams that get hot at the right moment. This is a team that has a ascending quarterback who still has the potential to get better. You've got an amazing defense, and they just got a team that has that energy, and I feel like they've got that little spark. Don't sleep on the Texans. They could potentially be the team I really feel like could come out of the AFC. I like a lot of stuff about that team. Of course, we've got the Chargers and them beating the Philadelphia Eagles in prime time. The last game of the week, I just got done watching that a couple hours ago. Jalen Hurts shit the bed. That was the worst performance I think I've ever heard of that nigga having, even in college, and I remember seeing him get benched in the national championship. That was bad. Not everything was on him, but you throw an interception, you get lucky enough to get the fumble. To get that fumble after the guy who made the interception fumbles it. And then you drop the fumble, and it was, again, legendary in the worst way, because that has never happened before. I don't know what are the odds of that ever happening again, but it's just a microcosm of how that season for the offense is going. The defense is not bad in Philly, but that offense is just, you can't put it all on the offensive coordinator either, clearly, because it's just, I don't know, maybe you can blame the team just not having it mentally there. Maybe they're all just like having that just Super Bowl win hangover, but this is not the same Philly team that won last year. Saquon's not even running the ball the same. They're just out here looking bad, and I don't know if they are going to. I don't want to count them out of the playoffs yet. I still think they've just got too much talent to miss it, and that defense is still playing well, all things said. But this is looking really one and done. Like, just going to the playoffs, somebody beats you, and then you just have to go home and lick your chops and think about what the fuck happened. And we saw it happen to them a couple years ago. We've already seen the sports analysts are going to go crazy talking about Philly this week, because this is reminding me of a couple years ago when, after they just went to the Super Bowl, they had that real weird just funk at the end of their season where they just lost every game and ended up going one and done in the playoffs. A whole bunch of coordinators got fired, and it's looking like the exact same damn thing is about to happen, because this is just an unacceptable performance. And Jalen Hurts is not, I don't think this is something that you're going to expect from him going forward. He's always been somebody who's good at protecting the ball, at least, even if he doesn't throw it a lot or get a lot of yards, do this and that. But yikes, fucking yikes. All right, breaking news coming into us now, y'all. Phillip Rivers, yes, the 44-year-old Phillip Rivers, the nigga that was playing back in 2006 when I was still in fucking middle school, is coming out of retirement. The grandfather has decided that he is going to join the Colts practice squad, and honestly, that just tells you how bad the Indianapolis Colts QB situation is looking right now. For them to go out there and to say that everybody that they have on their practice squad, to say that everybody they have on that active roster, what is this saying about Anthony Richardson? The fact that they are literally willing to go get Phillip Rivers instead of having you on the team, instead of having you play, that is not a good look. I still really don't have a lot of faith in the Colts. I'm sorry, 44-year-old Phillip Rivers does not make me excited. We've already seen what happens with Joe Flacco coming in. These old guys can maybe come in for and give you a little bit of a spark, maybe have a game, but when the going gets tough and they're playing against real NFL, real playoff quality defense and everything, I don't think Phillip Rivers is going to be moving the needle. So it's interesting. It's interesting to say the least. This resets his Hall of Fame eligibility by about 5 years. He was a semifinalist this year, so he must have decided, you know what, fuck it. This is worth it. I don't know if this is going to really prevent them from falling off completely. I don't know when he'd even be able to get up to game speed or really know all the playbook, but hey, I guess this is what they decided to do, so you just got to give them a little bit of credit. Also, we have to note this. As I was just going over the news this morning, I literally saw fucking Puka Nacua was live streaming in the locker room after their win. And listen, it's not a big deal right now. They won. He's a young player. It can be something that you can just, look at and he'll learn from. But that's a bad look. It's not smart. It's not something you want to be doing. It is not the way you want to. You're pulling an AB move, and that is never a good thing. So that's just something to keep note of. Just we might have ourselves the next egotistical, narcissistic wide receiver superstar on our hands. Okay, so one last thing that I wanted to bring up was just Chris Paul and the way that he was handled by the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, over this past week, Chris Paul, he was just randomly sent home by the Clippers. Their season is going to shit. He has pretty much been scapegoated by the organization. And listen, I'm very big on giving a player like Chris Paul, and that goes with someone like him in any sport. You give players like that have had such long and storied careers, you give them respect and you give them grace. A guy like Chris Paul has earned the right, especially when he is not shitting the bed. Like literally, he was not the biggest problem with the Clippers. So for them to just sort of scapegoat him, it just highlights two things. Number one, it highlights how poor leaders Kawhi Leonard and James Harden are. Like, especially Kawhi, somebody that I used to have a lot of respect for, and I thought he was one of those ones. His entire LA Clippers tenure has just really soured his reputation for me. It's really made him look bad. I don't have the same respect for him as I did as a player. And James Harden, this has just reinforced what he is and what he always will be to me, and that's just a good player, but he'll never be a winner. He is all numbers, all flash, no substance. He's not somebody that you are going to want in a playoff scenario. He's not you damn sure don't want him in a game 7. And this is why he'll never win. And I know that it probably has a lot more to do with the front office and shit like that. How do you kick out somebody like Chris Paul? How do you do that? This is why the franchise that is the Los Angeles Clippers will never really be able to do anything, because they're not run well. When you have organizations that aren't run well, that it shouldn't be a surprise when they struggle as often and as frequently as the Clippers do. So it's just fucked up. It's wrong. Chris Paul, I'm pretty sure this was his last year anyway, so you're really thinking that he's going to be able to come back. That's why he went to the Clippers, is because he wanted to end his career with a franchise that he's the most notable for being with, the one that was the most iconic, and they treat him like this. I've already seen rumors that there's other spots he could go. I've seen a lot of people say he should go to OKC. I am not entirely sure what he should do. It's up to Chris Paul, really, but he's earned the right to really do what he wants to do. And yeah, fuck the Clippers, fuck Kawhi Leonard, and most importantly, fuck James Harden. And fuck Ty Lue. All right then, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Mr. and Lady, this has been Kinetic Aesthetic. I'm your boy Germ. I want to say once again, thank you all so much for tuning in, checking us out. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe on whatever platform that you have decided to listen or tune in to us in on, and just continue to be good people. Make sure y'all drink good water. Make sure you eat some good food. Make sure you tell your friends and your family that you love them, and just above all else, continue to be good people. This has been Kinetic Aesthetic once again. I'm your boy Germ. I'll talk to y'all again soon.